The Consumer Council warns of side effects after study reveals that makeup primers offering UV protection could disrupt hormones and cause allergies. A former official of the hospital authority says fees for certain medical services should be capped for the long-term sustainability of the public health system. And China's retail sales bounced back in the first 2 months of the year. Good evening, you're watching Cable News. I'm Jeremy Chu. The Consumer Council has warned that over 85% of makeup base or primers which claim to provide UV protection contain ingredients which can disrupt hormones. Youngsters and moms-to-be are advised to avoid these products. Xiao Yun reports.
Applying base or primers is the first step in most makeup routines. The Consumer Council tested 37 brands of primers with prices ranging from $108 to $995. Among them, 20 claimed to offer protection from ultraviolet or UV rays. Results showed that 85% of these sun protective primers contained potential endocrine disruptors, which may affect sex hormones, potentially impair fertility, cause genital malformation in newborns, provoke premature puberty, and increase the risk of breast and testicular cancers. Only these 3 brands are free of these UV filters. 15 brands were found to have EHMC, which is used to absorb ultraviolet B radiation, with research pointing out that it could also be an endocrine disruptor. While urging pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, and children to avoid these substances, the watchdog's chief executive Jilly Wong has a message for teenage girls.
For young ladies, we recommend you maybe learn how to put on your makeup only when you grow older, instead of forming this habit when you are still young, because you are still growing up, and early exposure may not be good for you as well.
Aside from UV filters, the council has found that 17 of the products contained alcohol, a potential irritant for individuals with dry skin. Consumers are encouraged to conduct a patch test on their inner wrists before buying them. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
In a wake-up call to mattress manufacturers, Hong Kong's consumer watchdog has alerted residents to try out the beddings before buying them, as some products do not support all sleeping postures. Testing mattresses costing between $2,500 to $9,000. The cheapest one and another project costing just over $8,000 got a rating of 4 on a 5-point scale. The most expensive mattress was given a rating of 3.5. 3 samples showed uneven pressure distribution, potentially affecting comfort, while one had low stability, which could disturb a partner when turning. The council noted that a higher price does not always reflect quality. It urged consumers to test mattresses for at least 15 minutes, considering body type and sleeping position before purchasing. Additionally, the council highlighted varying repair and placement policies among suppliers, with one offering no warranty. They urge retailers to clearly explain warranty terms at the point of sale. Consumers are also reminded to keep purchase receipts for future reference. A former top hospital authority official said a price reform is necessary to keep public medical services going in the long term, while a patient support group is worried that this could lead to delayed medical attention for those trying to make ends meet. Xiao Yun reports.
The government is considering making patients pay separately for checkups at public hospitals through a co-payment system, which include CT scans and MRIs. Lok Chi-chung, a former chief executive of the Hospital Authority's Hong Kong East area, emphasized the importance of a reform to ensure the sustainability of public hospitals and suggested a thorough review covering inpatient, outpatient, and pharmacy services. However, Lok said that authorities should cap the amount of expenses paid by patients to prevent private hospitals from increasing their fees. Critical and emergency cases should continue to receive free treatment, he added. Alex Lam, chairman of Hong Kong Patients' Voices, expressed concerns that this change might result in some people delaying medical care due to financial reasons. He believes that this move contradicts the government's goal of improving healthcare and quality of life for the population through a primary healthcare system. Lam emphasized that the government medical services should act as a safety net for those in need of treatment. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
Hong Kong business magnate, investor and philanthropist Lee Shao-ki has died at the age of 97. Founder of property firm Henderson Land Development, Lee stepped down as chairman and managing director of the company 6 years ago, but retained the role as an executive director. Through his charity foundation, Lee has donated $500 million to the University of Hong Kong and $400 million to the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. In 2015, he donated a site in Yuen Long to charity organization Po Leung Kuk for the development of Hong Kong's biggest youth hostel. After the successful conclusion of the 18th Asian Film Awards last night, the Entertainment Expo Hong Kong 2025 got underway today, reinforcing the city's status as Asia's entertainment hub.
3, 2, 1.
Chief Secretary Eric Chan, Chairman of the Hong Kong Trade Development Council Peter Lam, and Secretary for Culture, Sports and Tourism Rosanna Law attended the opening ceremony of the event at the Convention and Exhibition Center in Wan Chai.
This annual expo is a vibrant showcase of Hong Kong's film, television, music, and digital entertainment events. This year, the expo features 9 major events, each smartly designed to highlight the region's entertainment industry, its digital transformation, and opportunities for cross-regional collaboration.
Peter Lam, chairman of the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, highlighted one of the expo's founding events.
This year, FilmArk is more international than ever, with over 760 exhibitors from more than 34 countries and regions. We welcome a record-breaking 32 pavilions this year, offering a diverse selections of film, TV, and digital entertainment content, as well as different production technology and filming location. FilmArk remains Asia's leading entertainment content marketplace.
Comprising of a series of events, the expo will run until April 27th, concluding with the 43rd Hong Kong Film Awards. China's retail sales picked up speed in the first 2 months of the year as Beijing unveiled a comprehensive package of policies to kickstart a consumption-driven economy. However, the property sector continued to drag as home prices slumped in cities across the mainland. Evelyn Bai reports.
Retail sales on the mainland for the first 2 months of the year dropped 4%, a marginal rise from the 3.7% recorded in December. Industrial production logged a slowdown of 5.9%, down from the 6.2% growth in December last year. Fixed asset investments rose 4.1% year-on-year. Across 70 cities, new home prices saw a monthly decline of 0.1% in February. Annually, prices for new homes dropped 5.2% last month. Covering many underlying issues, Beijing announced a 30-point plan to boost consumer spending, increase workers' income, provide affordable childcare, and tackle the country's long-running property crisis. Restoring the confidence of home buyers will be given top priority. To boost domestic consumption, Li Chunling, Deputy Director of the National Development and Reform Commission, said the trade-in subsidy amount will be increased from 150 billion yuan last year to 300 billion yuan this year, widening product categories to mobile phones, electronic tablets, and smartwatches. Earlier this month, the government set a growth target of 5% for 2025 during the annual two-sessions meeting. The new plan released today is a step in that direction and will promote the reasonable growth of income, raise the minimum wage, and step up enforcement of paid annual leave. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
North Macedonia has declared a 7-day national mourning after a deadly blaze at a nightclub killed 59 people and injured 155 others. Authorities have detained 15 people suspected of bribery and corruption to obtain forged licenses. Anna Chen reports.
Residents in the small town of Kochani, which lies roughly 100 kilometers east of the capital Skopje, lit candles at a makeshift memorial and held vigils to mourn the victims of the horrific tragedy. Most of the dead were aged between 16 to 24 years. The death toll could rise further as 20 of the injured are in critical condition. The tragedy focused national attention on corruption in the small Balkan country as police detained 15 people in connection with the mishap. The improvised nightclub was previously a carpet warehouse and had only one functioning exit and no fire extinguishers. Approximately 500 people were inside the venue when sparks from pyrotechnic devices hit the ceiling, which was made of highly flammable material. 19-year-old Maria Tasva, who lost her sister in the fire, said she was trampled upon by others while trying to get out of the building and could barely breathe. Medical officials said many people had suffered severe burns and carbon monoxide poisoning. Meanwhile, some victims have been flown to neighboring Bulgaria and other specialized hospitals across Europe for further treatment. Anna Chen, Cable News.
The United States has continued its offensive against Houthi rebels, and renewed airstrikes on targets across Yemen have raised the death toll to 53. Women and children were among the dead, and the decisive and powerful strikes have injured over 100 people. Trump's national security advisor Michael Waltz said the strikes put Iran on notice that enough is enough.
All options are always on the table with the president, but Iran needs to hear him loud and clear. It is completely unacceptable, and it will be stopped, the level of support that they've been providing the Houthis.
Not deterred, the Iran-backed Houthis have vowed to resume attacks on Israeli cargo vessels transiting through the Red Sea in solidarity with Palestinians and the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict. Meanwhile, Iran has denied aiding the rebels in Yemen and said Tehran plays no role in setting the national or operational policies of the militant group. Now let's take a look at the stock market. The Hang Seng Index ended the day up 185 points. Top active stocks of the day: Xiaomi was up $1.95. Tencent was up $3. BYD was down 20 cents, and Meituan was up $1.70. In tennis, Britain's Jack Draper claimed the biggest title of his career, defeating Denmark's Holger Rune in the final at the Indian Wells Open in California. The women's crown was lifted by Russian teenager Mira Andreeva, who beat world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka. Draper rose to the occasion when he took on Rune in the title clash, showcasing his dominance from the very first game. Dictating play with a heavy ground game, the 23-year-old Englishman kept Rune on the back foot with some high-bouncing baseline strokes and taking control of the court to pinch the points. Playing in his second Masters final after a gap of 3 years, 21-year-old Rune did have his moments of brilliance, but could never really put up a challenge. Draper cruised home on his second championship point, winning 6-2, 6-2 in just 69 minutes.
Men's singles champion Jack Draper.
Lifting his first Masters title, 14th-ranked Draper jumped 7 places in the world rankings to enter the top 10. The women's final went the distance, and 17-year-old Andreeva struggled initially as Sabalenka bagged the opener. Playing in her second WTA 1000 final, Andreeva drew on her past experience to rattle the Belarusian world number 1 in the second set. Firing an ace, the Russian leveled the tie at 1 set apiece. In the decider, hard-hitting Sabalenka crumbled under pressure. and Andreeva capped a sensational 2-6, 6-4, 6-3 win to become the youngest champion at Indian Wells since Serena Williams in 1999.
Women's singles champion Mira Andreeva.
Extending her winning streak to 12 matches, 11th-ranked Andreeva is now world number 6. Onto the weather now. Mainly cloudy with 1 or 2 light rain patches tomorrow. The maximum temperature will be around 21 degrees. Moderate northeasterly winds with sunny intervals later in the day. That's our news tonight. I'm Jeremy Chu. Thank you for watching and good night.